began to speak to me that you need to proceed with caution. You're going the wrong way. You need to detach yourself from this. This is an unprofitable, destructive, dysfunctional relationship run. And, I watch people that don't get the message and they keep going back and they keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. And before you know it, their lives are on fire and they can't understand why their lives are on fire. And when I sit and talk with them and we begin to excavate their lives, there were so many signals, there were so many red flags, there were so many cautionary messages that they missed because so many of us are rushing our way through lives and we are not perceptive of where we are in life journey and the path that our lives should be taking. And so um, I feel like it's so important that all of us slow down enough to really be perceptive and to listen to the messages that life is trying to teach us. As time went on, um, I learned that it's much deeper than getting along with some people and not getting along with other people. It became crystal clear to me that in order to achieve great things, one thing would have to be a major priority in my life. And what is the one thing that I'm talking about? I'm talking about the principle or the law of alignment. We hear so much talk these days about alignment. It needs to align. I want to be with people that properly align. And some of the people that are saying this are the most misaligned people I've ever seen in my life. So I'm like, either we don't understand the concept or we're just using cliches and cultural expressions, but we don't really understand what we're talking about. You can ask anyone that knows me or has worked with me. I do not connect with anything or anybody that does not align with my vision and values. I'm not doing it. I don't care who they are. I don't care their status or position or rank in the world. If it does not align, I'm not doing it. And I always tell people that you have to come to a place in your life where you're just not for sale. Your soul is not for sale. And a lot of people never reach that place in life where their souls are not for sale. So whatever comes their way, whatever looks glittery and gold and attractive, they move toward it, and then their lives implode and their lives are destroyed, and it just has disastrous effects in the long term because they don't understand what I just said. I believe with all my heart that everything in your life must stem from your core values and your core principles. Now, I don't have time to get into this, but this is one of my favorite things to do with my clients around the world is helping them to clarify their core values and principles because for me, first of all, for me, Jamel Sanders, and then for Jamel Sanders, the brand, there are certain core values and principles that I operate in all the time. And so every decision I make, every piece of content that's being created, every interview, every magazine feature, everything that we do has to align with those values and principles. And many people know to not even bring it to me if it does not align with those things. Every now and then something will try to sneak through the cracks and get to me. But if it does not align in those areas, I'm not doing it because I realize that there is a difference between popularity and principles. There are a lot of people out there that are very popular, but when you sit down with them and you have conversations with them and you try to connect and talk with them beyond these social media personas and these ego driven brands that they've built, you realize that they're very shallow people and that they don't have values and principles. And one of the things that troubles me is when I see a person that does not have values and principles. This is a person that will go through any length to get what they want. If it includes the destruction of another person, the assassination of another person's character, whatever they have to do to get what they want, they're going to do. And those are people that I do not tolerate or allow into my life, and neither should you. And what it lets me know is that these individuals have not taken the time to define the non negotiables of their lives. One of the things that I have been very clear on for a very long time is that there are certain non negotiables in my life, and those non negotiables are not going to change. We're not going to bend on them. We're not going to compromise on those non negotiables that have been established. And you have to do that as well, because uh, you're going to be presented as you grow, as you become a better version of yourself, as your brand equity grows. You're going to be presented with lots of offers and lots of opportunities that on the surface look really great, promising. They appear to be profitable and all of those things. But at the end of the day, if it cannot align with my values and my principles, then this is just something that I'm not going to be able to do. And a lot of people, it's very amusing to me because, they call them the backseat driver, or, the sideline quarterback that's trying to call all the plays and tell people what to do. But until you're put in certain situations, you don't know what you're going to do. You haven't been presented with certain offers, certain financial opportunities or contracts haven't been presented to you, so you don't know what you'll do. Um, your name begins to grow, it begins to resonate, you become more visible, more people understand who you are, so the more opportunities and things will come your way. And a lot of things will look great on paper, but they will conflict with your values and principles, and you will have to make a decision in that moment. What do you want most? Do you want to be popular, or do you want to hold to your integrity and keep your principles? I always tell people, do you want to be vain, or do you want to hold true to your values? And for me, I have always believed in values over vanity. Vanity, it fades really fast and it goes away. And there are so many people that have made those vain choices in their lives that are so unhappy and depressed with those decisions, because they realized that it was more than a payday and a good payout. It cost them their principles. For some, it cost them their platforms, their marriages, relationships, respect, reputation. So many things were lost in the process. And you just have to make a decision that you're not for sale and that your soul will never go on sale. It will never be discounted to the highest bidder. It's not that they were bad people or that they're even dishonest people. It's simply, um, I've been at this long enough to know that you will save yourself a lot of years and a lot of tears if you stop trying to make things work that don't work for your life. I wish it was a cute way or a very articulate way to put it, but some things just don't work for your life. And how much time are you going to waste? How many moments and seasons and years and peace and joy and contentment? How much are you going to waste trying to make things work that don't work? It's like when you meet certain people, and I've met a lot of people. And when you meet certain people, there is an idea you have of what they may be like, or, they may have an idea what they think you're like. And then there are people that you meet in real life, and you're like, I wish I would not have met them at all. Because what you get versus what is being projected about this individual is so contradictory that there is brand confusion. And not only brand confusion, then issues of character and integrity come into play, because it's like, this person is not at all who I thought they were going to be. And so, as I always tell people, we should always be working on becoming a more authentic version of ourselves. But we also have to understand that some things just don't work. You cannot force a friendship. You cannot manipulate business moves and opportunities. You cannot rush or coerce connections or relationships. It doesn't work. I see people try to do it all the time, and it doesn't work. Um, I can tell instantly, this is not a person I want to be connected to. This is not somebody I want to do business with. This is not a relationship that I want in my life, because we're all